How about the other two teams in the AFC North? The Browns and the Bengals. Pat Shurmur taking over as the Browns head coach. Colt McCoy officially the starting quarterback. Andy Dalton, the fifth quarterback taken in this year's draft, getting his first start. First quarter, Dalton to last year's first-round pick, Jermaine Gresham. 22 yards to the Browns 6.
Nice job. Pump fake to the right side. You saw right there, holding that safety, pulling that safety over.
Young quarterback likes a good tight end, right?
It always
Where's that
helps.
guy? There he is.
Good throw.
Helps.
Putting it in a spot for Gresham to catch it.
And he dropped one early in the game also. That was a big play from Dalton.
Second quarter, Cincinnati leading 13-0. Do you kick it to Josh Cribbs? Answer here was yes. 51 yards out to the 53-yard line.
I think you're going to see a lot of these great return guys catching the ball 6, 7, 8 yards deep and bringing it out this year.
I think so.
Colt McCoy rolling right, setting up, coming back across the field. Well-designed play. Nice job of hanging on to that one.
Great job.
Browns down 13-7.
Colt, one of the guys that I wanted to see whether it was real or not from what we saw in the preseason.
This is real. Mohamed Massaquoi slips behind the Bengal defense. The Bengals 5.
Well, you saw pretty much the two big plays from Colt today, just 19 of 40 for 213.
One of those 19 completions fits it into Evan Moore for a 2-yard score.
I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. I know he lacks some of the prototypical big arm NFL quarterback traits.
Drew Brees doesn't have a big arm either. He's got plenty.
Dalton looking for the 4th overall pick. A.J. Green, little high, incomplete, crushed. Dalton was hurt on that play, would be checked out by the team doctors, attempted to throw on the sideline afterward, but did not return with an apparent right wrist injury. Browns up 14-13 at halftime.
They hit up in this league.
Yes, so.
Bruce Gradkowski will get the call.
Fourth quarter, Bengals down 17-13. There is the right wrist and the right hand.
You can, like, tape up on offensive lineman's hand. Like
quarterback's right hand.
Right hand? No, probably not.
Gradkowski dumps it off to fullback Brian Leonard, picks up 22 yards to the Cleveland 40. 3 plays later, it's 3rd down and 11 at the Browns 41. And Gradkowski catches the Browns defense off guard.
This can't happen. If you're a Browns team that's looking to take that next step, you're facing a Bengals team that's in complete rebuilding mode. You cannot have these types of mistakes.
Absolutely not.
They had to be licking their chops at the opportunity, and I understand it's good rivalry, at an opportunity
to
start 1-0.
Absolutely.
One last chance for the Browns, 4th and 8. McCoy under pressure, balls out.
Don't throw it to the guy wearing double nickels.
That's correct. Said Benson.
About said with 121 rushing yards today.
I'm sure he's glad he went to the clink, took care of all that little problem he had.
I was going to say, I mean,
39-yard touch.
Guy can play. Just
Bengals come from behind to win 27-17.
Browns at the Colts. Colt McCoy, 2-7 as a starter in his career. The Browns haven't won versus the Colts since 1994, but with Kerry Collins in at quarterback instead of Peyton Manning, maybe this would be their day. Collins looking to bounce back from a bad week 1, completes a pass to Reggie Wayne for a gain of 19 to midfield. So a nice start for Indianapolis's offense. Then on the play action, Collins avoiding some trouble, and he finds Wayne once again for a gain of 20 to the Browns 18. They would settle on a field goal and go up 6-0. Right after that, on the kickoff, Josh Cribbs, you know he is eager to take the ball out of the end zone, and it would pay off as he races down the sideline, and he returns it 52 yards to the 45. A nice return for Cribbs. 5 plays later, a 1st and 10, the dump-off pass to Peyton Hillis. He rambles for 19 yards to the Colts' 25-yard line. Same drive, 6 plays later. Colt McCoy feels the pressure, so he starts rolling out to his left, looking across his body, and he will end up hitting Evan Moore for the 16-yard touchdown. Browns go up 7-6. Moore caught a touchdown in week 1 as well, so a nice connection between the two. Next Browns possession, this time it is Josh Cribbs pushing a man into the ground with the stiff arm, and he races out 25 yards to the 36. So Josh Cribbs getting it done in a variety of ways, and Colt McCoy escapes the pressure, throws towards the end zone for a heavily covered Mohamed Massaquoi, a gain of 28 all the way down to the 1. Would they be able to punch it in? 2nd and goal, Peyton Hillis walks right into the end zone, and that puts the Browns up 14-9 They would go into halftime, same score, 14-9. Hillis trying to make Indianapolis pay in the second half, but he is stripped. The ball comes loose. A nice break for Indianapolis as he got stuck there by Philip Wheeler. Antoine Bethea gets the fumble recovery, and Indy would close with the field goal, so 14-12. They could come back, but Kerry Collins is picked off by Usama Young, who returns it on his feet all the way down to the 21-yard line, finally stuck and brought down. That was a game changer because Cleveland would hit a field goal going up 17-12. They did not look back after that, as Peyton Hillis was rambling once again, getting a nice block upfield, goes into the end zone, a 24-yard score, his second of the game, and the Browns would go on for victory, so they are now 1-1 on the season. Browns at home against the Dolphins, coming off a win last week in Indianapolis. Could they keep it going? First quarter, Colt McCoy rolling to his right, trying to escape some pressure on his feet, and he will throw it, gets picked off by Jimmy Wilson, takes it to the 43, so mistake by Colt McCoy. Could the Dolphins make him pay? Chad Henne tucks the ball in traffic, and he finds wide open Anthony Fasano for a gain of 26 down to the Browns' 13-yard line. So 2 plays later, it's a 2nd and 7, and the dump off. A nice play designed to Daniel Thomas, all kinds of blocking in front of him. That is good for the score, and the Dolphins go up on the road 7-0. Chad Henne, a big first half for Miami, 15-19, 191, and that touchdown. Second quarter, Colt McCoy dumps one off to Benjamin Watson under pressure. Watson fights for the first down, a gain of 13. That was on 3rd and 13, so he just barely got it to the 48. 3 plays later, Colt McCoy rolling to his right, all kinds of time, lobs one into the end zone. The jumping grab is good. Joshua Cribbs makes the catch, going up for the 33-yard touchdown over Sean Smith. That tied it up, but they would go into halftime down 10-7. They would tie things up, and Chad Henne getting ready to roll again. Lofts one to Brian Hartline, who makes the grab down to the 7, a pickup of 38. They would settle for a field goal, going up 13-10. So Cleveland down at home by a field goal. And now, after the Dolphins added another one, they were down, needing a touchdown to tie it. And they would get moving. Greg Little out of bounds after a gain of 10. Clock is ticking, 1:15 left, a 4th and 4. And Montario Hardesty makes the grab. Colt McCoy hits him for the first down to the 27. Under a minute to go. 1st and 10, down by 6. Colt McCoy end zone. Mohamed Massaquoi comes down with the catch, and that put the Browns ahead in the game. A touchdown grab on Massaquoi just over the head of Jimmy Wilson, who had the interception earlier in the game. So with 42 seconds left, Miami still had a chance. Clyde Gates returns it to the 38-yard line, and then the Browns with a flag on the play. That is a horse collar 15-yard penalty. So the Browns' 47-yard line is where the Dolphins would start, and then on a 4th down play, intercepted. Chad Henne could not get the job done. The Browns come from behind for the win, 17-16.
Tennessee Titans in Cleveland looking for their first 3-game win streak since 2008, and also mourning the loss of former offensive coordinator Mike Heimerdinger. First quarter, Chris Johnson.
Hey, a CJ signing.
Over 100 yards for the year.
Wow.
4 games later.
98 yards.
I told you, preseason, it's 4 games, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Okay.
Hey, that was my fantasy football suggestion.
That was
for
nice.
yesterday.
In the meantime, this has become Matt Hasselbeck's offense.
How about
No question about it.
Matt Hasselbeck with 3 touchdown passes in the first half. That gives him 8 for the year.
First
Yeah,
one to
8 last
Craig
year?
Stevens from
I think
12
so.
yards out.
This
Nice
is one of
job.
the best stories of the year so far.
And you can keep telling it because we have more Matt Hasselbeck
more,
highlights.
Matt.
Finding Jared Cook here.
And think about it, a lot of yak yardage from all the receivers.
Unbelievable.
80-yard score, and the Titans leading by 8 at 14-6. Keep it in the second quarter. Titans ball
So
once
we keep
again.
talking about him again?
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
more Hasselbeck.
All right.
Because Nate Washington, he located him, man
rub
defense
route.
wide open.
Little rub route.
I love rub on
Can
my
we show
ribs.
that?
Yeah.
Can we show that back?
Yeah. This is exactly what I do to my ribs. So if you want to know what the recipe is, it's right here. Watch, you're going to see it right there. You take it from right there.
You throw a little shoulder in
right in the ribs there.
Yeah, you throw a shoulder in there.
Absolutely, man.
I think that was a step above a rub.
Yeah.
It's a push.
That was, a rub and a push.
It worked,
something like that.
Next play, Damian Williams, 4-yard touch.
And remember, no Kenny Britt for Matt Hasselbeck. Can I make a prediction that if you ask Colt McCoy to throw it 61 times, it won't go well for you?
How many?
61
But
times.
it wasn't horrendous for old.
No, you're correct. He completed 40 of them.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
Or 41.
41, you're right. He completed that one, too.
42.
Somebody tackled Jordan Babbitt.
No, 41 was including that one.
Oh, okay.
You're the big guys chasing, kind of like looking if somebody else going to tackle, or do I have to go get him?
Well, hey, we're talking about linemen now.
Well, nobody got him. 97-yard score. The Titans dominating the Browns 31-6 at that point. That is 1, 2, 3 victories in a row for Tennessee.
And I'm telling you, man, everybody's talking Texans, and rightfully so. Don't count the Titans out with the way they're playing. Their defense is one of the tops in the league.
I was just going to say that.
Sorry,
Matt Hasselbeck, as well as he's played, you know what he has done? He has overshadowed how well their defense has played.
Big game for the Raiders.
That's not good.
First home game since the passing of Al Davis, Jim Plunkett, Tom Flores, Ted Hendricks, and John Madden, lighting an eternal flame in memory of the late Al Davis.
That's quite an honor.
Yeah.
First quarter, Darren McFadden putting the head down, finding the end zone from 4 yards out.
I don't want to get down on the Cleveland Browns, but their 2 wins this year have come against teams that were collectively 0-9.
So it sounds like you did.
Yeah, I just got down on it.
Next Raiders possession, Jason Campbell wants to go downfield, then dump it off, decides to keep it himself. Fumbles as he goes to the ground, recovered by Mike Adams. Now, Campbell, you'll see diving head first, is not contacted before the football comes out.
That's got to be a fumble.
Got to be. All day it's got to be a fumble. Because he wasn't sliding to give himself up as well.
Correct. Browns get the ball at their own 43. Next possession, play action. McCoy to Alex Smith. Browns tie it up at 7.
Have we talked about Peyton Hillis at all this year?
We have not. No.
Is that the Madden curse?
That may be the Madden curse. Hasn't had a 100-yard game in a long time.
Well, this is going to be a return of 101 yards. Jacoby Ford.
Look out. That guy's got an extra gear.
Yeah.
Look at that. A little tightrope. And what a great honor to Al Davis, who loved speed, loved the kickoff returns, loved the wide receivers that could flat out get it.
Look at that tightrope.
And that's Jacoby Ford.
Play would be reviewed, but he tiptoes the sidelines as you see 101-yard return touchdown, Jacoby Ford. Raiders up 14-7. Next Raiders possession. Jason Campbell keeps it. 7-yard gain, but a major loss. You see him grab right away to the collarbone, and Jason Campbell, broken collarbone, is out for the season.
That hurts. Jason Campbell.
Right there, yep. Oh, man, terrible.
Jason Campbell is out not only for the game, but for the year with the broken collarbone. Kyle Bowler trading the hat for the helmet. Come on in. Third quarter, Cleveland trailing 17-7. Second play of this drive. Colt McCoy fumbles, recovered by Tommy Kelly.
You think they'll throw a call in to David Guerrero? Think the Raiders will?
Surprising he's not been signed by somebody.
Well, but I see why he hasn't signed.
And that is?
Well, he feels he wants to go to a place where he has a chance to be the starter, not just as a Band-Aid. Great job you see right there.
Not often do you see a 4th and 20, was it?
Yes, 4th and 20. Shane Leckler to Kevin Boss.
And think about it, everybody's selling out because this guy has been pounding him. Seabass from 70, it seems.
That's a gutsy call.
Yeah.
First Raider touchdown for Kevin Boss. Colt McCoy just watching from the sideline. And that would turn out to be the difference. The Oakland Raiders by 7, improving to 4-2.
They have a question to ask themselves at quarterback. Can we get to where we want to go with Kyle Bowler?
Or do they put the rookie in, Terrell Pryor?
Well, somebody get me a seatbelt so I don't fall out.
Is that guy going to play anymore?
Sitting out for the second time this season, that guy, Peyton Hillis, and that's Charlie Whitehurst making his first start of the season.
Haggerty.
And it was not so good for Charlie Whitehurst.
Well, I mean, not his fault. I mean, could somebody block one of the 6 guys that's in the backfield, please? This is a great defensive game, if you ask me.
That was Chris Gokon with the sack.
How about that?
Ball slips out of his hand.
Somebody put a tent. Put a tent over this
It was
circus.
the Brill cream from his beard that kind of got in his hands. Maybe that's what it is.
This is 3rd and 7. Maybe he held on to it a little too long. Sacked by T.J.
1001.
Ward.
Once you get to 1,010, you got to let it go, don't you?
Pete Carroll says take another look at that play. And we take another look. We see the ball clearly comes out before.
And I looked at it for 3 or 4 different times, and I've come to the conclusion that Charlie held it for too long.
That's a good one.
He was 6 out of 14 for 47 yards in the first half. Opening Browns possession, second half, Colt McCoy drifting to his right. Intended for Evan Moore, but picked off by David Hawthorne.
I don't like much of this Seattle team, but their defense is pretty darn good. Just saying. Pretty solid defense. You guys both look at me and laugh.
This is coming back.
Well, of course it did, because the Seahawks only scored 3 on the day.
Ryan Renard punted to Leon Washington, an apparent 81-yard touchdown. Penalty called. Kennard Cox called for a questionable block in the back on James Dockery.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Questionable, it says. Sets up 1st and 10 on the Seahawks' 45-yard line. Very next play.
Of the official that called that.
Whitehurst to Sidney Rice, but picked off by Sheldon Brown.
Now that was a mugging. That was a flat mugging.
It was an underthrown pass.
Yeah, but still, Sheldon Brown mugged the guy.
Interception led to a 3-and-out. Next Seahawk possession. Whitehurst to Sidney Rice, and this gets to him. He's wide open. 38 yards, setting up 1st and 10 on the Browns' 9.
Just stop, gather yourself, and just keep running.
They led to points. Seahawks-Browns tied at 3.
Not enough.
3rd and 3. Colt McCoy, Alex Smith for 13.
Didn't the Cardinals, and I mean St. Louis Cardinals, score like 16 or 18 in last night's baseball game?
Something like that. 15, yeah. Now Pujols off the chart.
Fourth quarter, 4 plays later. 1st and 10. McCoy, Monterio Hardesty, first down, +6. 16-yard gain led to another field goal. Browns leading 6-3.
Mommy, make it stop.
2 games in a row. Phil Dawson from 24 yards out, blocked by Red Bryant, his second of the game. You ever blocked 2 kicks in a game, Jim?
No.
Setting up the Seahawks 1st and 10 on their own 20. On that possession, Whitehurst to Mike Williams. He was kind of covered.
Yeah, I would say so.
Browns win 6-3, and Charlie Whitehurst would end the game 12 for 30, 97 yards. Cleveland Browns 3-3, Seattle Seahawks 2-4.
49ers looking for their first 5-game winning streak since this good-looking guy to my left was the head coach, Steve Mariucci. But now it's Jim Harbaugh's show. How about Frank Gore over the last 4 games? Gore's been on fire. More on that. McCoy here sacked by Ahmad Brooks, and Isaac Sopoaga recovers for the 49ers.
Defense has been on fire, too.
Oh, team's on fire.
And then it's Gore, who is a primetime nominee, gets in.
From the U right there.
In the, for the 7-0 lead.
Big fella.
And then watch Gore, the Niners pinned deep in their own territory, turns into another gear.
Man, when I talk to him, the goal line right here.
When I talked to him this week, he wants to run the football. He loves this team. They love playing for Harbaugh.
4 straight games with over 100 yards rushing for Gore. First time that's happened in his career. Alex Smith, not flashy, but he's not making any mistakes.
Who's that big fella?
That's Joe Staley from Central Michigan.
That big fella. Did you see that?
Spread the ball around, why don't you?
Did you see the big fella get up and give him the first down?
More from Smith to Michael Crabtree for the 2-yard touchdown. Niners on top. 17-zip. They led 17-3 at the break. Crabtree's starting to get integrated into that Niners offense. McCoy's pass, looking for little, it's under duress, but it's picked off by Deshaun Golson for the touchback.
Pressure from Patrick Willis, and Colt McCoy throws it up for grabs and double coverage.
It's been a rough year for Colt McCoy. Nice play here, lays it into Josh Cribbs. Big man, tough to bring down.
Man paid.
45 yards.
What is that?
That means I'm getting beat down, but I'm going to dance anyway.
All right, 3:11 left here, and it's Smith to Sopoaga for the 18-yard gain. They're getting
down the sideline.
All the big guys involved here.
Alex Smith is steady as she goes. Only 2 interceptions all season.
Harbaugh, man, letting people have fun, keeping the team energized. That's good stuff.
Texans' rushing attack has been dominant this season. Arian Foster looking for his 6th straight game with 100 yards from scrimmage. Both he and Ben Tate have gone for over 500 rushing yards this season. And early on in the game, it was Ben Tate getting in on the action, breaking a tackle, getting into the end zone. A 27-yard score for Ben Tate, a nice start for the Houston Texans. Up 7-0 early on, capping a 9-play, 82-yard drive. And then the handoff goes to Chris Ogbonnaya for the Browns, and he loses the football. Stripped in J.J. Watt, the first-round pick, recovers for Houston. Ogbonnaya getting his first career starts. He's in there for the injured Peyton Hillis and Montario Hardesty. He lost the ball, and Houston would make him pay. Matt Schaub scrambles up the middle on the 3rd and goal for the 2-yard score. Houston up big, first 8 minutes of the game already with 2 touchdowns. The second rushing touchdown of the season for Schaub. They're up 14-0. Later on in the game, up 14-3. This time it's Arian Foster getting into the end zone. Nice stiff arm towards the end of the run. Bowing to the crowd with the rushing touchdown. A 19-yarder for Foster. He has 24 in his career with Houston, the most in franchise history. They're up 21-3 early on. 2nd and 19 for Colt McCoy right before halftime, and he gets picked off. Quinton Demps has it. Can he take it all the way to the house? No, Colt McCoy knocks him out of bounds, but there are 2 seconds left on the clock, so enough time for Houston to set up for a field goal, and they make it. So they go into halftime up 24-3. On to the 3rd quarter, same score. Handoff goes to Arian Foster, makes a cut back across towards the right sideline, still on his feet, finally brought down just shy of midfield, but a 27-yard pickup would lead to another field goal by Neil Rackers. So they go up 27-3. Later in the 3rd quarter, the handoff to Ben Tate, slips a tackle, another one. You can't ankle tackle him. And he is still on his feet, fights for 14 yards. He would finish the day with 115 yards and a touchdown on 12 carries. Both players went over 100 yards on the ground for Houston. Arian Foster and Ben Tate getting it done. Foster going up the middle, a gain of 10. 124 yards for Foster. It was the 4th 100-yard rushing game for each of the players as Houston rolls to victory. Browns and the Rams, 9-9. They are even in the regular season all-time. Colt McCoy against Sam Bradford. They finished number 1 and number 2 in the 2008 Heisman Trophy voting. Second possession for the Rams, down 3-0. Sam Bradford connects with, was that Brandon Lloyd? A one-handed grab, full extension, diving catch. That could have been the catch of the season. Lloyd with an incredible grab for St. Louis. And then on the next play, the screen pass to Steven Jackson. He picks up a first down, a gain of 11. On to the 2nd quarter, 7 plays later, still the same drive. It's a 3rd and 3. Sam Bradford, he's going to find Brandon Lloyd for the touchdown, a 7-yard TD. St. Louis goes up 7-3. Lloyd making a big impact since being traded to St. Louis. 4 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown in the game. Next Rams possession, 4th play of the drive. The ball is tipped up and intercepted by Scott Fujita. It sets up a Browns 1st and 10 nearby midfield. Big turnover. That was the only interception of the day for Bradford. How about Josh Cribbs at quarterback? They would run the reverse and then passing back. Seneca Wallace hits Colt McCoy. They were playing guys all over the place. They had 3 quarterbacks on the field for that one. A 21-yard gain would end in a field goal, 7-6. And then the Rams get the ball back, give it to Steven Jackson. A couple possessions later, 3rd play of their drive, Jackson picks up 22. The drive would end with a field goal. They go up 10-6. And then just before halftime, Colt McCoy heaves a bomb to Greg Little. He hauls it in, a 52-yard play. And the drive would end with a field goal, so they were down 10-9 at halftime. On to the 3rd. Handoff goes to Chris Ogbonnaya. Makes a man miss. Playing against the team he used to play for, he picks up 32 yards. He had 90 yards on the game. The very next play, Colt McCoy back to pass, takes a nice drop, and he will find Ben Watson. How did he come down with that? With 2 men around him, makes the one-handed catch. That would end in another field goal, but Cleveland takes the lead at home, 12-10. 4th quarter, they're punting the Rams to Josh Cribbs. He gets stripped, ball is on the ground. St. Louis jumps on it. That is a game changer.
Cleveland up 12-10, trying to nurse their lead, but Cribbs loses the football, and St. Louis kicks the go-ahead field goal. They go up 13-12. Next Cleveland possession, second play of their drive, Greg Little runs a reverse for a 10-yard gain. 7 plays later, going for a field goal to go up in the game, but they miss it. Phil Dawson, money in the bank, made his previous 4 field goals, misses this one as there was a bad snap, and the Browns end up losing at home.
Browns hosting the Jaguars. Peyton Hillis inactive for the 5th straight game. Maurice Jones-Drew, Jacksonville's running back, 4th in the league in rushing yards. Game scoreless in the second. 14th play of the drive for Jacksonville, the completion to Mercedes Lewis for 9 yards. That was the 4th third down conversion of the drive for the Jags. And then to finish it off, Maurice Jones-Drew goes in on a 2nd and 1 at the 6. And then he does the powder toss because he is in Cleveland. An 18-play, 92-yard drive. Jaguars lead at 7-0, but then 2 Cleveland possessions later, Jordan Norwood breaks it up the middle. A gain of 51 sets up a 1st and goal at the 7 for Cleveland. 2 plays later, Colt McCoy looking end zone. Pass intended for Chris Ogbonnaya. It goes incomplete, but there is a flag, pass interference called on Dewan Landry. Jack Del Rio challenged the call because he thinks the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, which would allow contact after that. It looks like there was contact. The ball was tipped, but not enough to overturn the call, and instead 2 plays later, Chris Ogbonnaya runs into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Browns tie it up at 7. On to the 3rd, same score, Browns. First drive of the second half, Colt McCoy on a 3rd and 5, looks end zone, he is picked off. Pass intended for Benjamin Watson. Dewan Landry is there, and he will return it 28 yards. Cleveland loses a chance to put points on the board, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 31 for Jacksonville. On to the 4th, next Browns possession. This is the 12th play of the drive. Colt McCoy rolling to his right, looking end zone, and he finds Josh Cribbs. Fancy footwork, gets both feet down. The 4th receiving touchdown of the season for Cribbs. Barely getting in there before going out of bounds, and the Browns are up 14-7. Ensuing drive for Jacksonville, a wide open Jason Hill in the end zone, and Blaine Gabbert missed him. So they would have to settle for a field goal, and they give the ball back to Cleveland. And the Browns hand it off to Chris Ogbonnaya. He's got some space in front of him. He will rumble for 40 yards before stepping out of bounds. Looked like he came up lame, but he did finish with over 100 yards, his first career 100-yard game. So down by 4, the Jaguars need a touchdown in order to win it. And they get a nice pass interference call on a 3rd down play. So later, they have a 3rd and goal, 3 seconds left. This is the game. Gabbert, pump fakes, end zone, incomplete for Mike Thomas. And that is how the game ended. The Browns break their losing streak and get the win. Cincinnati has won 5 of the last 6 meetings against the Browns. Peyton Hillis active today. They're being out since week 6 with a hamstring injury. Colt McCoy on a 3rd and 10 opening quarter, and he hits Jordan Norwood for a 24-yard touchdown to put the Browns up 7-0. The first career touchdown for Jordan Norwood. Bengals on the ensuing possession, the give to Cedric Benson. He's got some blockers out in front of him, makes a nice move, takes it inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 33 on the play for Benson. And then 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. They give it to Benson. Did he get in? The Browns are saying no, he did not. And so are the referees. Cedric Benson stopped on a 4th and goal. Cincinnati went for the touchdown, and they did not get it. Big stand for Cleveland's defense. Next possession for them, they would get it back. Cedric Benson takes it into the end zone for a 16-yard score, and they make up for not getting it before. Benson ties the game at 7. He had 106 rushing yards in the game. Ensuing Browns possession, they give it to Peyton Hillis. He goes up the middle for 10. That was a 2nd and 9, so he picks up the 1st down. It would lead to a field goal. Browns go up 10-7. Then 3 possessions later, Andy Dalton in trouble, and he is sacked. He loses the football, and the Browns recover. Scott Paxson is able to fall on the football. A huge play for Cleveland's defense because they take over at the 14 right before halftime. Second and goal, they have a chance to make Cincinnati pay, and they do just that. Colt McCoy's second touchdown pass of the game. That's to Greg Little. Browns up 17-7 at the half. Third quarter, up 20-10. Andy Dalton looking down the sideline, underthrows his man, but it was a nice catch by A.J. Green. A 35-yarder. He was pushed out of bounds at the 22. Then the next play, Dalton back to pass. Lost one. End zone. Gresham makes the grab. Jermaine Gresham with the nice catch in the end zone. And now Cincinnati is only down by 3. Gresham 68 yards in the game. Fourth quarter, Browns with the football. To open up the fourth quarter, McCall rolling to his right, and he is hit as he throws. Reggie Nelson is there for the interception at the 46, and the Bengals would turn that into a field goal, so they tie up the game. 3 possessions later for Cincinnati, still a tie game. This is after Phil Dawson missed a field goal, and on the 3rd and 7 to A.J. Green. Can he get into the end zone? Pushed out of bounds, but he picked up 51 yards on a key 3rd and 7 conversion. A.J. Green takes it all the way down to the 2, making a leaping grab in traffic, and that would set up a field goal by Mike Nugent. So Cincinnati goes up 23-20. Last chance for the Browns. 4th down pass to Josh Cribbs, and it is broken up by Kelly Jennings. Cincinnati comes from behind after trailing in the game to win it at home 23-20. And Andy Dalton had 270 passing yards.
AFC North double dip. The Ravens in soggy Cleveland to take on the Browns. Ravens have had problems, Coach, this year. After big emotional victories, they've had letdowns on the road.
And they're on the road at Cleveland. It's a divisional opponent here. Do they let down? I don't think they let down in the rain. Handed off to Ray Rice from Rutgers.
And they were smart. They just kept giving it to Rice. 30 yards there. More from Rice here on a 2nd and goal from the Browns 6. And Rice, primetime nominee.
Yes, he is.
Dives in.
Huge day. You know you're having a huge day when your quarterback is only 10 for 23, and ain't nobody said nothing about it.
Michael, should Colt McCoy be the Browns' future at quarterback?
I like Colt McCoy. He's a smart, young quarterback, puts his guys in position to make plays, and he makes plays like that. There are questions about his arm strength, but I like this young guy.
52 yards to Peyton Hillis, led to a Phil Dawson field goal. More from Rice.
Man, you get a couple hundred yards rushing. That's blocking down the field by everybody. That's breaking tackles. And look at this guy using speed. Look at the receivers blocking down the field. That's how you get big plays.
We heard a lot about it early on, Coach. Them not giving him the ball enough. 29 carries. I think he's full. They fed him today.
204 yards. It led to a Ricky Williams 1-yard touchdown. And then Ladarius Webb on the punt return. Something about punt returns.
Yeah, something about punt returns. And there's another thing. It's a guy to my left, keep exaggerating, going on about an 88 club. But I think there's a 21 club amongst the league as well. That's pretty darn good.
Club. Fran, what number did you wear?
32.
It all started with Colt McCoy getting the ball first, trying to come up with his first division win of his career, and Big Ben Roethlisberger just coming in with a broken thumb on his throwing hand. That's all. Roethlisberger down 3-0, finds Jericho Cotchery in the end zone for the touchdown.
This is what he does best. Extend the play, wait for somebody to work open, and his receivers and the quarterback have a good rhythm together.
And then this game turned into a turnover festival with the Steelers moving into the red zone. Hines Ward, of all people, put the ball in the turf.
Very uncharacteristic of Hines Ward. He is the embodiment of the tough mentality of this Pittsburgh Steelers young receiving corps. And to have him place the ball on the carpet, that's very unlike Hines.
Ensuing Browns possession, though, here comes Troy Polamalu lurking. Pick of Colt McCoy, returns it to the Cleveland 10.
A lot of questions about Colt. A lot of questions about Polamalu after suffering the concussion last week. But you can see, hey, he's doing fine. He's still reading defenses and making plays.
So Colt McCoy going back, having a chat with his coach, Pat Shurmur, but the Steelers couldn't turn it into points because Heath Miller, of all people, puts the ball in the turf. 3 turnovers within 7 snaps of the football between both teams.
Tackle by Joe Hayden.
And Roethlisberger, on the next possession of a game that's just 7-3, extends the play a little too long. And this is where he got his ankle hurt on this play.
he got bent over now. They'll see the replay. And this entire stadium got real quiet, real fast, because you don't want to ever see a quarterback going down like this. He was in pain.
Sacked by Scott Paxson. Steelers didn't move the ball worth a lick with Charlie Batch before the second half. Look who came out for the second half, a guy who needed help off the field in the second quarter. This is how Roethlisberger looked coming out.
I mean, we've watched him play enough, and we know this guy is a fierce competitor. You heard Mike Mayock talk about it. He competes at everything, and I guarantee you, coming out and finishing this game because he know that they needed this win, was that competitor in him.
And one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. Outside of Green Bay and Chicago, no one has played more than these two teams, and they showed it.
Roethlisberger with the throw, the completion, and the limp, and then later on he's trying to complete it to Antonio Brown, but it's an incomplete pass, and still Roethlisberger and the Steelers only have a 4-point lead. Late in the third quarter is when Rashard Mendenhall began to assert his presence.
We saw the running game start to take over. Last week against Cincinnati, they started building. Tonight, when Ben could not get it going, the running game got them.
That was Mendenhall, 15 of his 76 yards. Fourth quarter, first minute of Roethlisberger over the middle to Antonio Brown on 3rd and long, moving the chains for 27 yards.
Guy who previously dropped the pass, but Big Ben had enough confidence to come back to him.
2 plays later, Roethlisberger for shotgun finds Mike Wallace streaking across the middle. Wallace making a play, stopped, gets in the end zone, called a touchdown, but the left knee's got grass stains on it. Booth buzzes down. All scoring plays are reviewed. Move it back to the 2-yard line, and that is when a big-time slobber knocker of a goal-line defense began to unfold.
If there's one bright spot, Mike Holmgren, Pat Shermer want to look at the fight that they showed with this goal-line stance. Unbelievable.
4 snaps in a row. You'll see Chris Gokong from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in on every play. 4 in a row.
Where's he from?
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Did you name 3 colleges just then?
Gotta get it in there. And on 4th down,
one school?
if only Mendenhall could get in the end zone in the same way Mariucci got San Luis Obispo or whatever.
Church. That's a scary sight when a Pittsburgh Steelers team can't get 1 yard. That's a scary sight. Big Ben threw for 280 yards.
Polamalu and the defense got its job done after McCoy started deep in his own end. Polamalu with a big hit. Needed Ryan Clark to help pop his shoulder back in. Roethlisberger throws into coverage with 7 minutes to go. Mike Adams, who is in on that goal line stand with a big pick. Meanwhile, the Browns send Colt McCoy back out there with 7 minutes to go, down 4, and an ability to alter the race in the AFC. And McCoy with 5 and change to go, trying to get the first down, throws late and gets hit, unloaded. James Harrison, this might lead to a FedEx envelope in his locker later on early next week.
It was helmet to helmet. Colt McCoy was out of the, he was out of the pocket.
It's a moving target. What's the defender supposed to do?
He was a runner for a while, but he became a passer. And it was clean.
3rd and goal. McCoy throws in the end zone. William Gay with the pick. That is a big pick. 3 minutes to go. The Steelers get the ball back, needing to get some first downs to end the game. And Roethlisberger gets a first down and so much more. Back shoulder to Antonio Brown, who is gone.
He's not that fast.
79-yard touchdown for Antonio Brown.
He is not that fast.
Put this game in freezing temperatures on ice for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger in a game that he was knocked out in. Is this a finable helmet-to-helmet hug? I don't know. We could see.
The way we're playing this year.
14-3. The Steelers win a game when it was dark before the dawn. Roethlisberger came back out and led the team to victory. Arizona was down by 10 points to Cleveland late, but forced overtime, and you don't want to punt to this guy.
You know what I know.
And
you don't want to kick to
Patrick Peterson looking for the sideline. He turns the corner. Oh, what a return. 32 yards to the Cleveland 34. Right on the range of Jay Feely, if not already in it. And certainly in the range of Jay Feely when John Skelton finds Larry Fitzgerald wide open. Oh,
how does he get that open?
What a tough loss for the Browns as Jay Feely gets the Cardinals back to 500. Nothing more than
Philly.
Let's go to Buffalo, Western New York.
Please.
How would the Ravens bounce back after that loss in San Diego last week? They're home against the Browns, and this man, as we all know, usually likes to put his foot down to stop the bleeding. And that's Joe Flacco to Ed Dixon. Fourth play of the first possession, 7-0 Ravens. Second quarter, it's 10-0 Joe Flacco. Throws it to Ray Rice, running down the sidelines, receiving, and now running in the end zone.
You know what, Rich? It was a real route.
Real route. 17-0 on the 42-yard real route. And then 2 possessions later, Peyton Hillis, no gain on an 11th play of a drive with 11 seconds left, no timeouts left, and that's the way the half expires for the Browns. Oh, boy, no points.
When it gets bad, it gets bad.
20-0.
There you go.
Look what we have here. For the first time since he's man paid.
Man paid.
First time he's taken one of the house on special teams.
It was only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. There he is right there now.
First touchdown of the season on special teams at all by anybody for the Browns.
Issue right there, you can tell.
Fourth quarter, it's still 20-7.
There's a problem.
Still 20-7. And Joe Flacco for Lee Evans is picked. Touchback. Sheldon Brown sets up his offense on the 20. In the next possession, it's a 12-play drive that this time the Browns cash in Seneca Wallace. Evan Moore, 6-point game, 8 minutes and change to go.
We have a ball game.
Everybody's interesting. Next Browns possession, 4th and 5 of their own 45, and the coach is talking into a piece of paper that's laminated.
Nobody wanted to know those
4 minutes to go. Seneca Wallace to Peyton Hillis. That is stopped by the Ravens defense right there. Turnover on downs. Next possession. Joe Flacco with 2 minutes to go. It's 4th and 2. Harbaugh says, go for it on the 37. Go for it.
Why not?
He's at home, and oh boy.
Oops.
We've seen this now 3 times this year.
Right? Got him. Nice freeze
Man,
play.
right over the ball. Phil Taylor. I think it's
now.
happened to him twice this year, actually. Texans number 3 seed. The Steelers wind up the number 5 seed. Ben Roethlisberger returning to the starting lineup after missing a 27-0 win against the Rams. Rashard Mendenhall, 5 yards, shaken up on the play. We take another look. The right knee will buckle.
That's not good. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
You just kind of hope it's a hyperextension as opposed to what it could be.
Second quarter, still no score. 3rd down and 2. Seneca Wallace can do this very well. Keeps it himself. Picks up 27 yards all the way down to the Steeler 4.
I think Seneca Wallace is another in that group of solid backups.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Don't want him starting 16 games in the regular season, but if you have to go to him, not a bad option.
Field goal made it 3-0. Roethlisberger now to Antonio Brown. Look at that adjustment.
What a great job by the receiver finding the football. Great body control. Ben looking a little bit more agile.
Yeah, but still
hobbled
and rusty.
Halftime, Cleveland on top, 6-3. Third quarter, all tied at 6. Wallace intended for Evan Moore, picked off by Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, can't do that. Yeah. I mean, there's your backup quarterback, but.
Next Steelers possession, this is the 6th play of the drive. Isaac Redmond putting his head down and finding pay dirt from 7 yards out.
It's an interesting Pittsburgh team going forward with the number of injuries that they're suffering through.
Final chance for the Browns. 13-9 Steelers. Seneca Wallace heaving it to the end zone. Trio of Browns there, but the ball finds the ground, and that's it.
Almost as if the Browns receivers were their defenders.
Pittsburgh Steelers, the number 5 seed in the AFC. The Ravens winning today, so Baltimore claims the AFC North and the number 2 seed.
Can you imagine a scenario coming into this game where you would have expected Ben Roethlisberger to throw it 40 times against the Browns?
No.
No.